Welcome back to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. Just in time for some breaking news. In June of 1863, the French, under Napoleon III, have decided to support the Confederacy. French intervention, which wasn't even showing up, suddenly hit 100%. So that is some welcome news, especially since the British haven't really done a whole lot to aid our cause. So let's hope that all of that means good things for this episode. I did get, I had one unit that, in our patron video, I noticed that we were missing a artillery unit that I think had been destroyed or captured on the battlefield, so I re-added that. That was Hawley's Hurricanes. We also were missing the Bad Company, so we went ahead and added them as well. So you'll see those things showing up in this episode today. Disaster at Fort Hooker. So the Union units that are outside of Richmond that took Fort Hooker, we can't really do anything about at the moment because our Army of Northern Virginia is in a state of readiness to where they can't move on Richmond at the moment. So I'm going to try to get help over there as quickly as I can. Okay, Richmond has fallen. Confederate capital taken. The president flees. That was not altogether unexpected just because of how much pressure he was putting on Richmond and the fact that my Army of Northern Virginia was completely powerless to be able to move to get down there. We did, however, win an auto-resolved battle in Bowling Green, Kentucky, which has driven off the First Corps, but now he is going to start sending more units down there. We're going to continue to see that, but we've got two forts that are going. Mexico City has fallen. That's probably French forces there as well. So let's see what happens here. So a really strange thing happened. For some reason, my Army of Tennessee just bolted out of where they were building those forts. The forts were nearly done, and they left, and now we're losing our progress we made on those. And I'm trying to move them up here, but he's not accepting my order. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to have to fight this battle and defeat these armies so I can move back up there and save these forts before they fall apart. All right, we're going to be on the Stones River battlefield. We are the attacking force. The enemy is going to probably be, honestly, they could be anywhere in and around Murfreesboro, but I expect they'll be defending this objective up here at McFadden's Ford. I'm not going to hit him at this crossing. That seems like a bad idea. So we're going to run up the Salem Turnpike over here, go up into Murfreesboro, and try to get at him from this side. It's 6:13 in the morning. I may take this slow and probably plan to engage him on day 2. So I moved in my cavalry to screen just so I could make sure that I wasn't walking my army into some kind of trap as we march them up. And we're going to get them into position right outside of Murfreesboro here. And I'm going to wait because right now they're showing as disrupted. The morale's kind of low. I want to get them in a fighting readiness stage. If that happens today, great. If it doesn't, we'll move in on the next day. But right now, here's the situation. My morale is only 46.7 to his 64. So I'm going to let that try to climb a little bit before we go and move in on any kind of attack. We've got 3 infantry divisions in this force. But numbers-wise, Union's only showing 9,000 men. Now, he may have more that are on the way. The First Corps Army of the Tennessee isn't here yet. So maybe I do need to press this a little bit because I don't know when he'll receive those reinforcements. So let's push our cavalry screen out a little bit just to get a little better sense of what's in front of us. I expect him to be up in this area, though. Finally spotted them, and they are indeed sitting right on top of that objective. I went and grabbed these 2 entry points over here. I don't know if he's got another one somewhere, but I'm hoping maybe that'll prevent him from being reinforced. And we're going to start moving in with our divisions. I'm going to park these 2 cavalry brigades out here just to keep his attention for a little bit. And Zollicoffer's confident. He's got 11,000 men. He's looking good. We're going to move him straight up into this area. Buckner's the one that's unstable at the moment. as far as his men go. So we're going to move the 51st Highland Division up over to here. And then Buckner, I think, will probably hold in some kind of reserve position. So he's got some parapets here. All I see at the moment is one unit of horse artillery and some cavalry. Now, I know he's got more than that, but that's all I can see at the moment. And he's starting to fire on me now. Not a huge deal. We'll park over here in these woods and do the same with these guys, because they're very tired now. They're being fired on. But Zollicoffer's going to be in a position here pretty soon. Alright, his first corps under David Hunter just arrived. I don't know where they're coming from. I'm sure he's got another entry point somewhere. Oh, right there, Nashville Pike. Alright, so they're going to be coming down this road right here. So let's throw the Cherokee mounted rifles up there just to keep him busy. I'll send the Doubletree Widows up there too. And we're going to try to deal with these guys before the rest of them get there. Buckner may have to be the one to go park on that road. Alright, I think we can send John Hunt Morgan and the Queen's Own Hussars up here to cover these crossings in case they decide to go that way. But we're going to have to go ahead and attack here soon. '51st Highlanders decided to cross right in front of his parapets to get into position. That's my fault for not being more specific with the orders. We're still waiting for Zollicoffer to get into position. I'd really rather not make a frontal assault on these fortifications. We're going to get Sterling Price and his 4 batteries of artillery up here, hopefully in a position where they can fire over these trees and onto that position. Alright, Zollicoffer, let's get skirmishers out. And they're now engaging. He's sending cavalry out. Interesting. As soon as the 51st Highlanders are in position, we're going to move them up. In fact, I'll go ahead and give those orders now, because he looks like he's coming out of his fortifications. I'm actually going to park these guys right inside these woods. Buckner, let's think again about how we want to do this. Let's go that way. There we go. So if you hold down shift, you can actually give, like I can give one set of orders, then hold down shift and give another one, and they'll follow the first set and go into the second one. That'll prevent me from having them march in the most direct route, which takes them right in front of the enemy. Are any of these guns in a place where they can actually fire from here? I don't know that they are. I think they're all blocked by these trees. So we're going to have to bring them over this way. Highlanders are moving forward. Time is not on my side right now with that huge enemy force coming. Or at least I think they are. No, he's still just showing 7,500 men. Alright, let's move the London Volunteers and the Galveston Greenbacks up. Even though they're showing unstable, which is not ideal. Call your skirmishers back in. In fact, we'll call them all back in. So we can move our main line into position to fire. Still waiting on Magruder and the 51st Highlanders to get into position here. may not need them. I may have enough firepower here to do this. This is going to be a difficult crossing going across the creek and then up the hill here. Gruber's Guards, 1st Tennessee, London Volunteers, and Galveston Greenbacks. They're a little unstable right now in morale, but I think we're doing the job here. We've already shifted it to a minor victory. And now we're closing in. Nice concentrated firepower we've got going here. Also about to get some more perks. Right now the London Volunteers are taking the majority of the casualties. And he's out. Beautiful. Didn't take much with a small force like that for the enemy. 1 unit breaking was all it took. Let's charge in. See if we can't capture one of these guys. So I guess he never really did get the rest of those reinforcements. If nothing else, we're going to definitely cause some more casualties here, but I think we can probably capture this brigade. I'll be really surprised if he can get out of this. Yeah, maybe he will. If nothing else, we turned it into a major victory because of the percentage casualties. We caused 33% casualties on those guys, which wasn't much because he only had a small army, but still glorious. Let's see if we can catch these guys off guard. Nah, he's in a place where I can't get to him. All right, that was beautiful. That'll help. Now we got to get back up there to those forts before they lose all their progress. All right, the Army of the Kanawha moved in, and it looks like we're going to start retaking Richmond, or at least we're going to try to. If I can get my Army of Northern Virginia down there, I think we'll be in position to be able to do this. Looks like Joe Johnston's 2nd Corps has gotten elite status. Okay, Richmond is safely in our hands once again. So now we're going to have to rebuild our fortifications, and we're just going to have to sit tight here until we can stabilize this situation. Then we're going to have to move out and try to drive the Yankees out of Virginia because our support in Virginia is just non-existent right now. Eastern Tennessee. It looks like Stephen Lee's Army of East Tennessee is in a good position. Got to decide a 3rd perk here. Let's go with Engineers and Mechanics. That builds my construction speed up a little faster. We need to garrison Fort Ayres. I guess it is garrisoned. It's just for some reason was not showing up. So we're good there. 271,000 men in the field. A lot of those in garrisons, though. You can see his almost 400,000 now. We've lost 114,000 men to his 169,000. Our European relations are good. Our trade warfare is good. Our weapons industry is pretty good. National morale, not so great. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that he has been holding on to so much of Virginia. So we're going to have to deal with that. But right now the Army of Tennessee is moving back up. All those forts I had started constructing in central Tennessee are gone. So we're going to have to rebuild them. Rebuild the supply depots as well. And supply is going to have to come first. We're going to need probably more than one to support an army of this size. All right, he sent the Army of the Ohio to go deal with Stonewall Jackson in Cairo, Illinois. At least the first corps of the Army of Ohio, 41,000 strong under Charles Stone. He's got the advantage in numbers, got an advantage in guns, and we're still dealing with some low morale issue here. So let's see if Stonewall Jackson can pull this one out. All right, looks like we're on a battlefield at Springfield, Illinois here. Or is it Springfield, Missouri? I don't know. Either way, we're in Cairo, and we are going to probably have to make an attack on this objective right here. I'm going to move slowly again because... Is it 1:12 in the morning? Really? There's really no reason to move fast here. I think we'll move up to the water and then wait and give myself a chance to build the morale up a little bit. Federal morale is 73, ours is 52. And he's going to be dug in right in that area, I'm sure. Okay, apparently he is not over there. He's right here. Wasn't expecting that. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and we are about to find ourselves in combat here. Johnston's division is going to have to engage right away. The rest of our army has kind of moved into position there. We've got the Stonewall Brigade back here broken for some reason. I'm not sure why that is, but they're just going to kind of sit tight, I guess. So let's go ahead and move whoever we can into position. Pillow's division's also kind of in poor shape at the moment, but I'm going to move them up a little bit this way. We'll let Johnston begin the attack. Who was wounded? We just started. The commander of the Mississippi Brigade. Jeez. So the Königsberg Marines are there. The Mississippi Brigade's not even on the front. They're in the rear. Man. It's that artillery. All right, let's send some skirmishers out since we've got that artillery in front of us. Oh, the rest of him's up there. That's interesting. Wasn't expecting that. He may have left the objective actually open. All right, let's get the Royal Australians out here and into position. Man, morale's at 48 for me, 72 for him. That's going to be a lot to overcome. What's the estimated strength of the enemy? 43,000, so he's got a lot more men than me too, and more guns. None of this really is favorable at the moment. Hopefully we can take out this battery while everybody else gets into position. Alright, he pulled his infantry out, so I'm going to charge the guns. See if we can neutralize this battery real quick. Königsberg Marines and Rex's Raiders are going to go in there and take care of that. We've also taken the objective because he left it alone. So I'm going to push my cavalry screen out a little bit. It's only 6 o'clock in the morning and already we've seen a lot of action. Alright, we neutralized that battery. That helps. Let's pull our skirmishers in and then reform the line. He's pulling back. He's going to try to reform in a new position. Pillow's division is stable, but that's not necessarily great. We want it to be a little better than that. But now we're in position, I think, where we can kind of dig in a little bit, force him to come to us. So Ransom's Purple Aces are going to hold the position here for me. They're going to take a lot of casualties, but they're going to keep him from moving into a position where he can disrupt me trying to form my defensive position around this objective. I'm going to bring the Royal Australians right over here. I think we're going to have to get into single line wherever possible because we just don't have the men to be able to do double lines right now. Alright, I'm going to pull Ransom back. Not going to get the chance to pull Ransom back. He is moving. And and he's going to break them. He's going to break them fast. I mean, look at how quickly those casualties are going up. Let's mount him up and get him out of there. Oh, he charged. Oh, no, 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 no. Purple Aces, get out of there. Don't surrender. All right, they're going to make it. They're going to live to fight another day. It's going to get interesting because both armies are moving right now. I'm moving, and so is he. I'm trying to get the 51st Highlanders, or no, that's the Australian division, into position before he comes down on us here. I do have Butler's battalion firing with the artillery. I'm trying to move Preston's battalion back so they can get an arc of fire. Pillow's division is going to move in now on the left over here with the Missouri Iron Brigade and the Texas Brigade. Just tell these guys to fire at long range. Oh, we've got a perk available to us here. I'm going to go sharpshooter with these guys. Alright, here he comes with everybody. Alright, we're going to swing the Missouri Iron Brigade around and try to receive these guys. Hit them on their flank as they come in. Who was wounded this time? The commander of Butler's battalion. Alright, this is going to get interesting. Move up here. Königsberg Marines are going to take an assault big time. Try to get the Texas Brigade up here so we can get some more fire on his flank. So far things are quiet for the Mississippi Brigade. Let's get the Royal Australians moved up so they can fire. How are we doing on morale? 44 to his 67. That's pretty brutal. He's trying to get out on my flank. It'd be nice if I could get the Stonewall Brigade to recover enough to be able to get in on the fight, but they don't seem to want to do anything. We're gonna lose our guns if we don't pull them back. Break somebody somewhere. How are we looking on casualties? Not too bad, but I'm worried about the numbers. Get those guns out of there. Brigade's going to come up and try to plug that hole there. I know Butler's losing men. Rosecrans is pulling back. Man, he's launching a full assault all along my line. Here comes Rosecrans in again. If I can hold on the left, I lost that battery. If I can hold on the left while I try to break him on the right. That's kind of the goal here, I think. Hey, Pillow, how about you don't sit right at the front? Königsberg Marines are the ones I'm worried about right now. First cavalry is going to break soon. Which is what I need. My morale's down to 41 now. Man, not very often you see pretty much every unit on both sides engaged. Come on, we got to break these guys. So I can start pushing the line and try to roll it up on his left. Before I lose somebody on. See, that's what I'm worried about. Is Wharton. Königsberg Marines have lost 700 men. I feel like we're holding, though. I'm just worried about my morale. It's only 9 in the morning, so it's not like we're going to get help from the end of the day. And now he's going to get on Robertson's flank over here with the Texas Brigade. Oh, he just sent another cavalry unit over here to replace Rosecrans, so I'm not even going to get a chance to roll up the line. I honestly can't believe Rosecrans is still in this fight. He's lost 950 men. He's got 500 left. He's lost 2/3 of his brigade, and he's still fighting. And now here come 2 more brigades to replace him, even when he does break. So I'm not feeling real optimistic about overwhelming him with casualties to where he breaks. I think it's more likely that happens to me first. So my little advance into southern Illinois may end here. There goes Rosecrans finally breaking, but only to be replaced by 3 more units that are sitting there in that spot. I mean, we're good on casualties with those 2, but the Royal Australians are probably not going to hold too long. Mississippi Brigade, I'm not feeling real confident about them right now. I'm really worried about the Texas Brigade because he's overwhelmed by 2 units. I feel like this is just not a winning situation at the moment. We're inflicting casualties, but we're losing them too. And his morale is just so much higher than mine. We're going to start seeing units break here pretty soon, I'm afraid. I'm just not inflicting enough casualties to make that a viable strategy. Missouri Iron Brigade. Let's give them iron discipline. It seems to make sense. Yeah, I think we're going to have to withdraw before this gets too out of hand. But let's see what happens. Yeah, there goes Königsberg Marines. They just took too many casualties. Not their fault. Any of the Union units anywhere close to that level of breaking. I don't think they are. He's just got too many situations now where he's going to double up on me. Alright, let's get him out of here. Robertson just broke on the left. It's time. Alright. Not for lack of trying. The morale situation was just untenable and he just had too many men. And before this battle was over, Stonewall Jackson has been wounded. And it looks like we've actually had another wounded in action on top of that, but I can't see it. Here, let's see. Johnston. So we lost Jackson and Johnston in that one. Both wounded, and it's turned into a major defeat now. Ugh, that was harsh. 11,000 of Jackson's men, almost 1/3 of our army, lost in that battle. We inflicted equal numbers of casualties, but oh boy. That was rough. On July 3rd, 1863, the historic day of the last day of the Battle of Gettysburg. So Jackson's going to retreat across the river. In the meantime, we're going to have to replace him in command of that army because he's been wounded, and I don't know how long it's going to be before he's back in action. The question is, who do we even have that's available? I'm not going to put Leonidas Polk in command of that army, that's for sure. Kemper. I mean, we've got some men that are sitting around. It might be better off to try and promote one of my division commanders here. Gideon Pillow might be our best option. Johnston was wounded as well. I feel like Pillow is probably the guy. So we're going to have to replace him. Polk may have to be the guy there. We'll put Pillow in command of the army. We're also going to have to replace Albert Sidney Johnston and Richard Griffith. So issues all the way down the line. Bagby looks like he might be a good choice to replace Johnston. So let's put, I guess we'll put Ruggles in there for now. Man, I can't even find him at the moment. Bagby, where'd he go? There he is. Alright, he's going to take that division. We're going to have to replace Griffith. So a lot of issues right now with command. You know who I haven't seen is Robert E. Lee. I don't remember seeing him anywhere. That's interesting. Let's see if we can find him. Because maybe that's who should be in command of one of these armies. Alright, I went down here to look in Texas. There is a French Expeditionary Corps, 36,000 men and 80 guns, moving up out of Texas. It's going to take them a while to get into any kind of position to be able to help out, but eventually they will get here. Speaking of which, I'm going to look at the railroad possibilities here. To see if there are any railroads that I might possibly build. There are some, mostly in the south. There's the railroad right here. Actually, these might be things that come in handy for moving men like those troops out of Texas. That one definitely as well. These are places that I don't know that I really need one. There we definitely could. So we'll get a couple of those constructed. We could get the Cumberland Gap one built as soon as we take the area up near Lexington. All right, we're going to wrap it up right there. A lot happened in that episode in just a short time. We lost and retook Richmond. We had the little issue here with the Army of Tennessee having to retreat back into Tennessee, but now we're back right where we started, and hopefully we're very soon going to get these forts done. We are starting to see a little bit of a manpower issue again as far as being able to get recruits into the field. So I'm going to be a little short right now in replenishing my manpower. But hopefully these French and British armies that are in the vicinity of being able to help out will be able to take some of the pressure off. Pillow is temporarily in command of the Army of the West while Stonewall Jackson recovers. Probably haven't seen the last of that fighting there, but we're in a really rough situation right now. So we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.